Scott, thank you for joining us. On reflection, I suppose that's a good point against a very good opposition, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but I think, we wanted all three, obviously. We were pushing for all three towards the end there, But yeah, I thought we played well. My only criticism was that we didn't create enough, certainly in the first half, we didn't create enough chances, goal-scoring opportunities. I think we had 3 shots on goal, none on target coming into half-time, and then second half we had 7 with 3 on target, so it obviously looked a little bit different in the second half. But I enjoyed the game. I thought we played well against obviously a very, very good team, with very, very good players. So I'm really proud of my players today.
Yeah, the players looked like they grew into the game a lot. I think at the start there was perhaps a little bit of panic, a little bit of trying to get the ball forward too fast, but they seemed to sort of really assure themselves throughout the first half. And, we played some really good stuff today, didn't we? Yeah,
no, they changed slightly with what we thought they'd do. They play their wing backs kind of crooked, so one goes low and one goes high. We actually thought the way we prepared for the game was that they would play with their right winger or right wing back quite high and their left one quite low. In actual fact, they did it the opposite way around. So it might not sound a lot, but we had to adjust everything in terms of how we pressed them. So it took a bit of time to get used to that. But once we got used to it, we were okay. Louis Barry scored a great goal, but that's what he can do. He's a very good player. He's probably playing at a level, he should be playing at a level above, really. He's a very, very good player, and somebody I've worked with before. And he opened us up too easy, really. I think we could have defended the action better. Excuse me. But in total, I was pleased with the game. I was pleased with our second half aggressive nature to try and score, to try and create openings, to try and create goal-scoring opportunities. I thought we were a little bit too nice with that first half.
Yeah, we spoke in previous games about sort of frustrations after going behind and almost trying too hard to score a goal, but the players looked really sort of calm and assured out there. Was that the sort of message you gave them going into half-time, just believe?
I actually give that message before the game was, listen, we need to kind of play in a mature manner where you're not always going to be in charge, you're not always going to have it your way, and you may even go behind. But we've got to play in a mature manner where we keep the process going, we play our way, and believe in what we're doing. And if you do go behind, then step forward. Don't be stepping backwards, which I think we was victim of that in the last game. So I was pleased to see our character today come through.
Yeah, lots of impact from the bench as well. Obviously, Armando had only been on the pitch about 60 seconds, I think, before he scored, so that must be a pleasing element for you as well.
Yeah, I can't take credit for bringing him on at the moment when we did. I can't remember who it was, but I remember one of the coaching staff saying, put Junior on for the free kick. So we made the change straight away. Obviously, he hit the wall with a free kick, come back to him, and then had a little wriggle in the box, and they brought him down. I think it was a penalty, and obviously he scores a penalty. So I thought he was really bright when he come on. In fact, all the subs did really well when they come on. So it just goes to show it's a collective effort in that dressing room, and I'm really proud of how we played against a really good side today.
Yeah, one of those substitutes, Bradley Ibrahim, was his first Crawley appearance. I thought he looked very sure when he came on. It's quite an aggressive game, especially in the midfield, and he handled himself really well, didn't he?
Yeah, we had to make a change there because Jay had got booked, and it looked like he could get sent off, and I obviously didn't want to go down to 10 men, so Bradley come on. He actually made his league debut today, so we've just applauded him for that. And I thought he did really well. I thought he looked assured. He made a couple of really strong tackles, but was really calm and good on the ball, made some really good passes. So we were pleased with that. But yeah, like I say, all the subs did really well and made an impact.
Yeah, we obviously would have wanted all three, but as we've already spoke about, it is a good point, and there's plenty of positives to take as we build into next week against another top opposition in Wrexham.
I think the biggest thing for me is that we've gone toe-to-toe with arguably one of the better sides in the division, and we've dominated large parts of that game, and we look like the team that wanted to win it the most towards the end. So that's the pleasing thing for me. I can now build on that. I can take a lot of energy from that into the players for next week and get them to realise that there needs to be more belief in what we're doing here.
Cool. Sam?
Thank you. So you had Will Swan up front today. What did you make of his performance? And obviously you had Hepburn Murphy on the right. Was that something which you kind of had in mind before obviously Swan signing, and not to have them both up front?
They both was up front. It just so happens that Rushan played on the right, but they're both kind of high up the front of the pitch. So yeah, they both played up front for me. Yeah, I thought Will grew into the game. Obviously, I thought first half was difficult for him. I don't think there was many times when he got the ball. I think that they kind of blocked him out quite well. They obviously scored relatively early in the game, and then had kind of a really good way of blocking us up. You know, and what we wanted was certainly on the right-hand side, the left-hand side when we come inside the pitch to have more movement from them forward players and more movement from Panucci, Kamara and you know, bits and pieces which we spoke about at half-time. And I think that we created more chances in the second half because we had more movement off the ball. I didn't see that in the first half so much, and they blocked us up quite well. So I think it was probably frustrating, certainly the first half for Will, but I think he grew into the game.
There was a moment, obviously, in the second half where yourself, both managers were obviously booked. Can you explain what happened there, and were you a bit unhappy with the referee's decision on that?
I just didn't think it was a foul, so I showed my disappointment in that. I didn't do anything. There was no nothing else from me. I never swore. I just showed my disappointment. But they're too quickly to book, and you know, I don't understand how a manager can get booked through disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, obviously the goal came obviously at a good time, and you felt that Crawley were the team that would go on to win the game. So is there any kind of element where you kind of telling the boys that you're obviously delighted with how they played, but obviously we're hoping they'd be more clinical in those moments in the future? Yeah,
of course. We look like the team pressing to win it for me. But there was no real clear-cut chances, you know, in that second period. I think there was one moment where the ball went through. I can't remember if it was Junior who went or Darcy flicked it up, and Cory obviously made the save. So there's moments where we try to get in behind them, but there's no real clear-cut chances. So I'm not sure they can be any more clinical than there was, because there wasn't anything really clear. But we had opportunities, and I think that we were trying to bang the door down as best as we could. I think we did it better in the second half than we did in the first.
And obviously Cory Adams being back was a nice moment with the fans giving him a bit of applause at the end. Was it good to see him back at the Broadfield Stadium?
Yeah, I've not seen him yet, so I've not had a chance to speak to him. Hopefully I'll catch him in a minute and have a little chat with him. But yeah, obviously, I think anyone who played in that season, last season, and won promotion, I think they'll always be welcome back here and always be heroes to the fans, and certainly to me as well.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Scott.